Rock mornings on a hump day. That means we're going to be getting rid of something. One got to go Wednesday. We'll do that after 7 a.m.
Okay.
A new scandal in the world of sports, Gene. A new scandal.
Is it gambling?
It is not.
No.
It is not. We'll get to that as well. Plus bad news, happy music. A sad day for the NHL.
I think I might have seen something about that.
I don't even know if today is the day, but it was something that I must have missed that I just found out about today. So more on that a bit later on as well. Rockmornings.com to get in touch with us. I waited around all day for the rain yesterday, and it never happened. And then I got up this morning, and the ground was wet. So I could have worked on my fire pit, but I didn't because I thought it was going to rain.
Kind of that overcast threat of it a few days this week, but it looks like a lovely weekend for all intents and purposes.
Well, especially in the morning yesterday, it really looked like it was going to come down, but partly cloudy today, a high right around 79, somewhere in the mid-80s the next couple of days with sunshine on Thursday and then maybe some showers and thunderstorms on Friday night. Thinking about maybe putting out some Halloween stuff. Getting a jump on it. Nothing too crazy. But like the lights on the house, you know? Get them up a little early so they're up there and ready to go.
That's a little early, yeah. That would be a little early. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how much decorating we're going to be able to do for Christmas. We're probably not even going to get a tree this year.
Right, because you're traveling for 2 weeks in December. I get that. Well, why bother then, right? You're not going to have a live tree in your house to be gone for 2 weeks in the month of December.
Exactly. I told the wife, I said, maybe we'll get one when we get back. Like a little one of those kind of leftover trees that are, you know, the ones nobody wants, a little Charlie Brown tree. But in terms of doing, you know, going all out like we normally do for Christmas, with us leaving in early December,
feels
I don't
like
know.
A wasted effort.
Especially if we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. It'd be different if it was a long weekend or maybe 1 week or whatever, but yeah. Got a text from Lenore. Well, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's right where you were. I mean, I don't know if that's the Cape, but Lenore said, pictures just don't do justice. Sunrise on the Atlantic. Been too busy. That's beautiful.
Super pretty.
East Coast there. Also got a text from Jim, who's down in Georgia after his brief jaunt to Wisconsin last weekend for a funeral and the Megadeth show. He said, big interview today for becoming a trooper, a 2-hour-long interview.
Dude, you're educated and you were in the military and you're a stand-up dude. I think this you're nailing this interview.
You got this, buddy.
Yeah,
you got it.
100%.
You got it.
5 stars.
Deep breath.
Big yes.
I would recommend, too, give yourself 5 seconds to answer questions. A lot of people, just kind of fire off. You know, they think they know the answer, and maybe instead of thinking about it for a few seconds, respond too quickly.
Jim's a thinker, though. He's got this. He knows. He's an adult with a lot of experience.
Good luck, Jim. What's the rando question they always ask? What would you do if a penguin walked in here right now?
I don't know. Everybody's got different ones. Tell me about your last dream, some of those.
Sell me this pen.
Right. I don't know if they ask that as a trooper, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's more
what do they ask for troopers? What's the weird question for a trooper?
I don't know if it's a weird question or more if it's a...
Got to be one, right? It's got to be some kind of weird question. Lots of other stuff to get to. Thank you, Lenore and Jim, for the text messages this morning. Head to our website, rockmornings.com, if you'd like to get in touch with us as well.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
What a dumpster fire in Madison right now. They cleared the encampment yesterday, arrested a whole bunch of people, clashed with protesters, and then the people came back and started to organize or put more stuff in the streets.
They cleaned it a second time.
I saw fires being lit in the middle of the road, clashes breaking out between the police there in Madison and protesters after the city crews cleared up the encampment. One person was arrested with a gun, apparently. So this is the area where the Corey Ruiz murder happened a couple of weeks ago. Intersection of Williamson and Baldwin Streets in Madison. Demonstrators there setting up a memorial and a camp. One resident said, quote, I think it got out of control. The first week it was okay. Everybody was here to support either Corey or the community, whatever it may be. But it just turned into something that got a little out of control. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there personally, but you can look at the photos and the videos and you can see that it didn't appear to be much of a memorial anymore. It seemed like people were essentially taking up space and
finding a place to live.
Yeah.
Kind of.
They took all the people's belongings. I saw mattresses and pop-up tents and all sorts of stuff. They took the belongings to the parking lot at Demetral Park, which is where people can pick that stuff up. And last night, it seems like a whole bunch more people were coming down and protesting and throwing rocks and bottles and starting fires. They did cancel this year's Ride the Drive, which is supposed to be this Sunday. It's an annual bike ride and walk kind of through the area. The superintendent of the Madison Parks Department said the intersection of Williamson and Baldwin Streets, even though it's open, they say that holding the Ride the Drive would continue to disrupt the neighborhood and businesses. They say we appreciate everyone's understanding and, most importantly, the continued resilience of the neighborhood and the city. What an absolute dumpster fire there in Madison right now. No, thank you. Also, they had an independent police monitor. Did you see this thing?
The review of, I guess not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Footage showing the city's independent police monitor, a woman named Arameek Glass, saying that she'll burn this city down. This footage was posted by the Office of the Independent Police Monitor data analyst. Madison Police Department forced to release aerial footage of the altercation involving the woman. Apparently, she suffered a cut hands. There was a tense back and forth. The cops at some point grabbed her, and now footage is all over the internet, and she's talking about burning the city down, and that sounds good. That sounds like a really good place to be right now. Kelly Osbourne, speaking of posting on social media, she had some cryptic posts about her former husband, Sid Wilson, father of her baby, who also got fired from Slipknot. It sounds like that guy's spiraling out of control. They said it was a long time coming. The rumors are that it was a long time coming.
The removal from the band? Yeah.
Yes, and that apparently he had some kind of weird behavior towards the family and towards the band. And Kelly Osbourne sharing a series of posts on her Instagram stories on Monday and then deleting them, seemingly addressing the Sid Wilson reports. We obviously had heard from her a few weeks ago talking about the weight loss, and she basically said, you don't know what someone's going through and what their life is like, and people are, I would say don't read the comments. Don't concern. I know it's hard, but people are going to talk crap about you no matter what you do. She expressed her frustrations about accountability, emphasizing that she was focusing on parenting and protecting their son.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have a child together, so I would imagine that that's challenging. You're navigating waters there with Dad, you know?
They got engaged in July of last year. I don't know if they actually got married. Then they had their son, Sydney, 3 years earlier in 2022. She said, quote, strange how the loudest defense of the guilty is rarely innocent. It's distraction. When the mask slips, they don't face the mirror. They throw it at someone else. I also heard that when you break a mirror, you get 7 years bad luck, or is that just karma? This is why I always take accountability. As they say, some are sicker than others. She made several other posts, but they've all been deleted. Of course, they're all over the internet anyways. But she said, also, while I'm at it, can I have my dogs back and all my possessions? Oh, yeah, and maybe some child support. So
it's some dirty laundry out there. You'd rather keep that close to the vest if possible.
Well, got to be very frustrating, right? You're going through this thing for years and years and years, and anybody who knows when you're involved with a person who may be an addict or maybe has some sort of mental health issues, and you're struggling yourself, and can't be easy. A popular nut butter sold exclusively at Walmart nationwide being recalled over potential salmonella contamination. Botticelli Foods issuing the voluntary recall of one of their Better Goods pistachio nut butters after routine testing revealed the presence of salmonella in the product. You can Google that if you want to find out more. But Botticelli Foods voluntary recall of one lot of their Better Goods pistachio nut butter that is sold nationwide at Walmart. So if you've got a nut butter, have you had any nut butter recently, Gene?
No. I have straight up regular peanut butter, but
no nut butter?
I do not. Not in my cabinet.
Crazy moment in hashtag Florida where a pilot and a pilot student were forced to land on a highway.
Plane problems or
Not as
health
crazy.
problems?
Not as crazy as the guy who jumped out of the plane and let the student fly it. The pilot was actually still in the plane when it landed.
We're completely propped up moving. We're probably going down on I-10.
Roger. It's at your discretion, safest possible spot. We'll get the vehicles out for you.
Yeah, we are not making the airport. We're going down on I-10.
If I wouldn't have seen that shadow over my truck, as you see in the video, it was a close call from the truck and for that sign. But he landed. He was a good pilot. He was a good instructor. It was a miracle that he landed that thing with no problem.
Pilot of a small plane along with a student on board. Hey, look, how are you going to learn how to land a plane in an emergency if you don't have an emergency?
Sounds like a good time to learn.
Forced to make the emergency landing on a Florida highway after experiencing some engine trouble. Nobody was hurt. As you heard, there was the radio call with the air traffic control.
We're not going to make it, man. We're landing on the highway.
Also, a trucker that was involved that they flew over a guy named Eric down in Pensacola, Florida.
Blood crisis. Did you hear about that?
What?
The
Red
American
Cross?
So American Red
Aren't
Cross.
we always in a blood crisis?
Well, there's always a need. This is only the second time ever in the history of the American Red Cross that they've issued this much of a supply crisis. This urgency is unbelievable. So if you haven't made a donation in a long time or you never have, this might be the time. Blood donations have fallen to a extreme low because of the summer, the heat, the diarrhea,
poop lettuce.
Yes, the people, the air quality concerns, all of those kind of things combining. Right now, they only have a 1-day supply of type O blood, which is the most universal used. That one day,
the big one.
They have 1 day supply. This is the only time they've issued this in its history of the American Red Cross. The second time, blood donations are super, super, super low. So. If you can make time to think about making a donation in the next couple days or the next week or so, it would be very appreciated. And that, of course, is just looking up your local American Red Cross. There's blood drives everywhere right now.
A new attorney being appointed to represent Brian Kohberger. This is the Idaho murders, the college murders. We just watched.
I finished it last night, the new Netflix documentary.
Yeah, so it's a 3-part series about Brian Kohberger and the Idaho college murders there. Anything out of that you didn't realize, or that?
Well, you hate to say you enjoyed a documentary about murders, right? But it was riveting. You know, the one thing that I feel I guess my takeaway is, as a parent, you feel so bad for them. I mean, not only because of the tragic, horrific loss and the years of that have followed, and then him pleading, so they never went to trial, and now he's changing his mind. But the fact that no one knows why that house, why those girls, why those young people. He's never really.
The three episodes make it appear that he was kind of stalking them, right? That she had seen a shadowy figure, and they kind of set it up.
It sounds like he was interested in committing a crime.
Oh, he definitely wanted to murder somebody.
But that wasn't even near his home. You know what I mean? It was the next
an hour away or whatever. Yeah.
So they never got an answer. Those poor.
And they may never.
And they may like.
But if he is trying to change his plea, which is what he's doing, then you can't go back and not testify this next time, right? You got to
he'd have to.
So he has a new attorney that has been appointed to represent him, Brian Kohberger, his bid to withdraw his guilty plea for the 2022 murders of those 4 Idaho college students. Kohberger pleading guilty to killing these students in the off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho, as part of a deal to avoid the death penalty. He got 4 life sentences without the possibility of parole. And then a couple of days ago, Idaho attorney Gregory Rausch was assigned to represent Kohberger as he pursues a petition for a post-conviction relief. Wants to change his plea and maybe go to a different another trial.
What you hope, though, is that doesn't go to trial, and then for some reason he's released early, found not guilty, or whatever the situation is.
I can't imagine that's going to happen. I mean, they got the DNA that we saw in the series. They got the knife that he bought, and the computer and all the stuff.
Doesn't seem anyway. If you're into those kinds of documentaries, it's new, it's enjoyable, it's interesting, and it's horrific. But
also,
no answers for those families. It's awful.
Which is the worst part, obviously.
It's terrible.
Also, a part of a rocket crashed into the moon. Did you see this?
Like it's just floating out there?
So it was the Falcon 9 rocket, SpaceX, that was launched last year. And a part of that is thought to have made impact already this morning with the moon.
What has happened is essentially a mixture of solar activity and gravity forces have put it on a path towards the moon.
The upper stage of the Falcon 9 rocket was shed in space as planned, but went on to be in an accidental collision course with the moon. Happened at a little bit earlier this morning, confirmed by specialist telescopes monitoring the event. NASA says that the collision poses no danger to Earth. Well, that's good to know.
Good. I'm glad.
It's great. So now we got that on the moon along with the bags of pee and poop that are up there and the vomit. Yeah, just part of a rocket that got launched last year.
Just collision.
Well, it's space. Things happen. Things happen out there in space, Gene. Nobody can control it.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
High pop-up, third base side. Hamilton's got room in foul ground. And the Brewers take down the Pirates 4-2. 70 wins, the fastest in franchise history. And they even this series up a game apiece.
And after a couple of losses, the Brewers bounce back with a really good win right here. 4-2 against a very talented Pittsburgh Pirates team.
Brewers over the Pirates last night 4-2. The third game of that four-game series is tonight at 6:30. Brew Crew. Several moves in the NFL yesterday, contract signings. Two-time Pro Bowler Bijan Robinson and the Atlanta Falcons reaching an agreement on a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million, make him the highest-paid running back in NFL history. You don't see running backs getting that much money anymore, right? They're kind of expendable. Robinson will receive $51 million guaranteed. Two-time Pro Bowl receiver Zay Flowers agreeing to a deal with the Ravens. 4-year, $140 million extension. Includes $108 million in guaranteed money. The $35 million average annual value ties him with Minnesota's Justin Jefferson as the fourth highest paid wide receiver in the league. A lot of money to catch footballs. And the Bears are rewarding their right tackle Darnell Wright with a historic 4-year contract extension. It's for $116 million, includes $93 million in guaranteed money, making him the highest paid right tackle in NFL history. So some serious money getting doled out in the NFL yesterday. Training camps continue. Hall of Fame game tomorrow night. Hall of Fame induction this weekend. Packers play next Thursday. That's their preseason opener, the 13th.
Micah Parsons talking about his torn ACL.
Yeah, I listened to the audio of him this morning when I got here. There wasn't a lot to glean from it other than I don't want any questions about how the knee is. I want to have questions about how angry and ready I am to play.
Yeah, basically. It sounds like mentally. And,
he's ready to go.
He's ready to go, and this is the first time he's addressed it since training camp.
Yeah. NASCAR's Clash. This is kind of cool.
What's this?
Returning to the Daytona International Speedway for the first time in 6 years. Now, NASCAR took this Clash and they put it inside the Coliseum, right? And they were bringing in influencers and TikTok people, and they had like Cypress Hill and Ice Cube performing. And okay, it was kind of kitschy the first year, and I think they were trying to get new eyes on the product, right? And it just didn't. After that, it kind of just didn't feel right. So now they're moving it back to where it belongs. They're taking it back to Daytona. The sanctioning body announcing the move yesterday, saying that the race will be held on February 13th of 2027. It'll be sponsored by Wheatley American Vodka. Doesn't count for points is the lead up to the season opener at Daytona, which of course is the 500, which is set for February 21st.
Green, 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 go, 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 boogity, 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 up the hill, boys.
Preseason racing is what it is.
Yeah, it's the Clash, and it's, kind of the introductory,
to what 2027 might bring.
Yeah, and it'll be good to see it at Daytona, I think. I'm glad they're trying to expand and do different things, but it just felt like after that first year, it just didn't seem like it was working to me. The Big Ten, 2 teams in the top 5 of the 2026 preseason coaches poll. Ohio State getting 38 first-place votes, and they're ahead of Oregon at 2 and Georgia at 3 to start the season. Indiana got the second most first-place votes with 14, but they're at number 6 behind Texas at number 4 and Notre Dame at number 5. So the preseason college football rankings are out with, again, Ohio State at number 1. You've got Oregon at 2, Georgia at 3, Texas at 4, Notre Dame at 5, and then Indiana just outside at number 6, even though they won the championship last year. And Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam had this to say to Obafemi.
Minnesota! And the whole wide world watching this tonight. Come here, Oba. Now here's the future of WWE. Come here, Oba. Congratulations. This is the future, ladies and gentlemen. This is the past. This is the future.
After losing to Obafemi in the Hell in the Cell match at SummerSlam over the weekend, Brock Lesnar took his elbow pads and his gloves off and then got in the ring with the mic and said, I'm the past, he's the future. Most people assume that was a statement about his retirement.
Passing the torch kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. But then he made it official with Pat McAfee yesterday.
I'm here today to do this interview to let the world and everybody know that I am retired. And I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody. Saturday was a very emotional day for me. It kind of weird because my heart, when Obafemi slammed me at WrestleMania, I was like, I can't do this again. So I was like, I think I'm done. But the business and I still had some fuel in the tank. But Saturday for Brock Lesnar, that's it. That's it for me in the squared circle and for everything else too.
So no more wrestling, no more octagon. Brock Lesnar just going to go home and get on top of his wife.
And hell, I might even get on top of my wife tonight. See y'all later. Brock Lesnar, ladies and gentlemen.
Probably planning on it.
Do some hunting. Look, in the world of wrestling, you never say never, right? There's always that one last match. Give him a year, give him 2 years, recover from some injuries. I mean, he's only 49. We've seen guys wrestle into their 70s and 80s. Not full-time, right? They're not doing a full schedule, but they'll do a special one-time. They'll come back out and, do an in-ring type thing. I mean, we've seen The Rock do it. We've seen Stone Cold, so it's not like we're never going to see him in the ring again, but in terms of a full-time schedule, it's probably never going to happen for Brock Lesnar. It seems like that'll be it. Hanging him up. Rob Zombie is coming up in just a few minutes. rockmornings.com if you've got something you need. Thanks again to Lenore and Jim, who texted in earlier. Good luck on your interview, Jim.
Yeah, good luck to you, and thanks for the photos, Lenore. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Celebrity Family Feud.
Ba-dum-ba.
Zach Brown. I feel like we're talking about him every day. But Zach Brown and Mickey Guyton, along with their families, competing against each other on last week's episode of Celebrity Family Feud. And Zach's team won. And when it came time for the fast money round, this guy apparently made show history.
Zach made show history?
Yes. So the final round where they fire off 5 questions, so only the top answers are on the board?
He got the top answers in all 5 of them?
Well, you got to get 200 points to get the money.
No, I know that.
He got 195 points in the first round. So the person after him that came up only had to get 5 points to get the cash.
So he got almost...
All right, 20 seconds on the clock, please. They need a trainer on a movie set if they use what dangerous animal?
Lion.
Name something you might be holding on your birthday.
Cake.
How often do you buy a new cell phone?
2 years.
Name a part of the body people shave.
Face.
Tell me the worst thing to lose the key to.
Car.
Let's go!
That's the highest score ever.
Wow, I congratulate him, but those were very obvious answers.
Well, look, it's Celebrity Family Feud, right? They're not going to make it too hard for the celebrities. But Zach Brown got 195 points, was the highest fast money score that Steve Harvey said he's ever seen. Zach's team ended up winning $25,000 for his nonprofit facility, the Camp Southern Grounds.
Like
Steve probably was referring to the celebrity version of the show because in 2023, there was a contestant on the regular version of Family Feud who had 198 points.
Yeah, almost a perfect round.
Top answers on the board. But yeah, that's still pretty damn good. And as you mentioned, it wasn't like they were very difficult questions. I mean, what's something you shave?
Well,
what's something you lose a lot?
Well, what would be keys to something that you could? I mean, there's house and apartment, car.
Yeah,
There's a couple things, right? I mean, your birthday, cake, present.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but still.
Television and streaming today. You've got tonight on ABC a new episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Millionaire is back with famous friends playing for charity.
Are you going to be mad if I'm wrong?
No.
The charity's mine.
And someone is bound to become a meme.
Don't take my word for it.
Millionaire premieres Wednesday, July 22nd on ABC.
This time around, it's Brad Paisley and Clayton Kershaw in the hot seat, along with Michael Costa and Wendy McClendon-Covey. You weren't here last week, but Ben Affleck and the guy that won like 31 Jeopardy episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Jamie Ding, I think is his name. They ended up winning $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And that went to Ben Affleck's charity, which is, wonderful. I think it's a water thing in the Congo.
Mm-hmm.
Also on television and streaming today, the series premiere of The Shards on FX and Hulu. It's a drama about a serial killer going after a group of privileged L.A. prep school seniors in the 1980s.
Los Angeles, 1981. I remember it so clearly. As we prepared to enter senior year.
Welcome, everybody. Hello?
I had no idea that my friends and I would be hunted by perhaps the most insane serial killer ever.
The Shards. I think it's a Ryan Murphy jam. That's on FX and Hulu tonight at 8 o'clock. The cast includes Cindy Crawford's daughter. Series premiere of Sterling Point on Amazon today. Ella Rubin starring as a woman who finds romance and unearths hidden family secrets when she inherits her grandfather's mysterious island in Canada. It's called Sterling Point. That's not Sterling Point. I don't know what happened to that.
Mm-hmm. She in the will gets some sort of creepy haunted island.
No, it's not haunted. No, it's more upbeat. But she ends up inheriting this island, goes there, and a sister she didn't know about is living in the inherited house already. It's called Sterling Point. Star Wars Visions presents The Ninth Jedi on Disney Plus, the latest Japanese anime episode about a girl's quest to find her father. Also, the 4th season premiere of Ted Lasso is today on Apple TV.
Apple, yeah.
Yeah, he's coaching girls now, right?
Yeah. And not everybody's back, but a lot of the actors are back for this series.
Jimmy Fallon is the only late night show that's new tonight. He's got Elliot Page, Bobby Flay, and the Red Clay Strays as his guests this evening. There's going to be a new voice competition featuring celebrities. Yeah, so
it's not Masked Singer or something like that. It's
so The Voice, right? It's a show that's already around.
Yep,
Singing
America's
competition.
Got Talent, the Masked Singer.
Yeah, well, and the Voice is meant for average Americans to, kind of like American Idol, try to become famous
Judges
singers.
and all
But
of that.
this is going to be a celebrity edition of that. Celebrity edition of The Voice premiering next spring for the show's 31st season. It's going to be called The Voice Celebrity. Really went out on a limb with that one. Keke Palmer will be hosting the show. There will only be 3 coaches instead of 4. The coaches will be Joe Jonas, making his coaching debut, alongside Queen Latifah and Riley Green. The contestants will include actors, musicians, athletes, comedians, reality stars, and influencers. The original version of The Voice will premiere on September 21st with Queen Latifah, Riley Green, Kelly Clarkson, and Adam Levine. But the new celebrity version comes out in the spring, hosted by Keke Palmer, and then they're adding Joe Jonas in his coaching debut. Do we need celebrities singing?
I don't. I barely need regular people singing, but...
All right. I watched yesterday. I was really not, I don't know. I was not really feeling the vibe. I thought it was going to rain all day, so I really didn't feel like going outside and getting started on the fire pits. But then it didn't rain, so then I felt like a loser for sitting around and doing nothing all day. But I did watch Disclosure Day My wife had she had a meeting last night, and so she didn't get home till late. So I popped that on. I figured it'd be a movie she didn't really care to watch. She's not really into alien stuff, but
We saw it in the theater. We went as a family for Father's Day. We enjoyed the time and the movie. I thought it was good up until the last quarter. Like, the ending was not... wasn't a slam dunk on the ending. You know what I mean? To me, it felt kind of like meh.
Yeah, it was just kind of very confusing and muddled at the beginning, right? They're on the run. You don't know what's going on. There's no. It's sort of like you're dropped
dramatic, and I could follow that. I could get.
It's kind of like Naked and Afraid, right? You get dropped off in the woods, and you're just sort of like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And then eventually you get caught up and you see what's happening and whatever, but it was all right. Disclosure Day, though.
Yeah.
One Gotta Go Wednesday. We're going to get to that here in just a bit. Bad News, Happy Music later on. A lot of state fairs are going to be happening here this month. The month of August. We're going to talk about some of those state fairs. We mentioned some foods. Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iowa state fairs taking the top 3 in the Yelp reviews for the state fair foods.
Yeah, and the Wisconsin's got that cherry cream puff celebrating 175 years that I can't stop thinking about. That looks like
right?
It looks delicious, though.
You going to go there just for that?
No, but if I knew someone that was going, bring me back a box.
Pick me up one of them Kringles? Yeah. So we'll get into that, and we'll get to our One Gotta Go question as well. rockmornings.com if you want to get in touch with us.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
That band really made a name for themselves at Rockfest a couple of weeks ago. Now, we have been playing them for quite a while, the Autumn Kings. They've been doing it for over a decade, starting out in Canada, where they're originally from, playing in coffee shops, small venues, increasing their following.
That's what bands do,
right? Growing their, growing their, their fans, the number of fans that they've got, and then on the stage of Rockfest, the main stage, which was their first ever major rock festival, they popped that cherry, and then they were supposed to go to the Upheaval Festival and play there, like the next day. They were going to drive from Cadott to Michigan. Had them in the studio, actually, at Rockfest for an interview. After they got done with their set at Rockfest, they were on the main stage. They came into the booth and sat down, had a nice conversation with the guys. And I asked them the question, because we know a lot of bands, and every band has to encounter some sort of travel woes. Something breaks down.
Oh, always.
And
always.
This was the question I asked them while they were in the booth with me at Rockfest. What's the worst band breakdown story you have?
Oh, that's easy. It's undisputed. Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, gosh.
Knows the location. Transmission breaks down. People honking at us to the left and the right. The transmission blew, and so we had to figure out how to call a U-Haul. Anyway, the whole thing, finding a mom and pop business to fix a transmission, it was like $8,600 out the door.
They may have to update that answer, because after Rockfest, they had another issue, another snafu. Autumn Kings finishing their performance at Rockfest in Cadott when their van broke down on a rural highway. As you know,
it's a rural highway.
Out in Cadott area, there's certainly rural highways. They called every mechanic in the area, but it required 2 days to fix the engine. Not to mention it, I think they played on Friday. So, who knows who's available.
It's the weekend. You got to find a place to stay. Parts, you got to get it towed. You got to get it fixed.
But they only had 10 hours to get to their next gig, which was the Upheaval Festival in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 500 miles away.
Where they live is in Michigan. They moved from Canada to Michigan.
Their agent, however,
we'll
said
get them or something.
They came across a random stranger, some guy named Ernie, who had stopped to see if he could help him out. Some guy drove by, saw him, broke down. Some nice Wisconsin man named Ernie said, "Hey, what's going on over here? Can I help you out?"
And they were like, you won't believe this. We need a ride to Michigan.
He ended up giving the band the keys to his Ford Explorer to use for several days to drive over thousands of miles so they could finish out the rest of their short tour, including this gig at Upheaval Festival. The band on their Facebook page said, quote, "The kindness of this one man restored our faith in humanity. With all the things you hear about how the world is always going to hell, there are truly generous human beings beyond comprehension. If it weren't for Ernie, we wouldn't have been able to get to Upheaval Festival, and heaven was looking down on us because we had what I believe was the greatest show of our career."
Wow. That is quite. I thought you were going to say he helped them figure out a way to get a rental car, or he took them to a ferry and they went across the lake into Michigan and then his agent picked him up there. Like, I didn't realize you were going to say that he let them borrow his vehicle.
So they get done with the driving around. They go back to Ernie's place, right? They get the numbers and the addresses and all the things, right? Exchange info. They bring the truck back to his house and they asked him why he wanted to help. He said, quote, "I've never met a live band before, but I just did it to help 3 strangers on the side of the road."
And
Midwest
then they sat down for a tuna noodle casserole or something.
Midwest nice right there.
Some
Ernie,
funeral potatoes
60-year-old
and a
guy.
ham.
Not sure where Ernie's from, but somewhere in the Chippewa
I've never
Valley.
met a live band before.
Ernie doing the damn thing, helping out people. Well, look at you boys in your newfangled clothes.
You got that white shirt and that those
And the
black
ties,
pants.
yeah.
They are playing, by the way, August 22nd at North Woods Rock Rally.
Yeah, I saw that.
If you're interested in seeing them and catching a festival before the summer's over.
Don't miss them if you get a chance to see them. They are fantastic. They were really, really good. And that's
Private show in Ernie's backyard.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
And they're really nice dudes, too, beyond that. So, elsewhere, a tiny chihuahua named Flag, F-L-A-G, Flag, might have helped save his owner's life after the dog repeatedly pawed at the underside of her arm for years.
Pawed at the owner's underside of her arm?
Years. Not like a week, not a month, not a couple of days. Years. His owner eventually decided to get checked out, diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. Owner is now cancer-free. Thinks that Flag's unusual behavior is what prompted her to go and finally see a doctor. Like, I don't know what's going on with my dog, but he keeps putting his paws all over my underarm. She noticed the dog stopped pawing at her arm.
I was just going to say, did it stop when
after the first round of chemo and has not done it since?
That's what I was going to ask. Did it stop when we addressed it, or was that because as an owner you wouldn't think that has any connection to anything? You just think that's a thing that they do.
Well, certain dogs have certain things they do.
Harriet used to nudge this up all the time, right?
I want to be under here.
Yeah. And
Remy does that with the blanket. She's like, "Hey, man, the blanket."
I would have never said, "I bet she's trying to tell me something."
Christine Richards is the name of the woman. Went to an oncologist, was diagnosed with an aggressive form of hormone-sensitive lobular breast cancer. Had already spread to her lymph nodes. The 61-year-old said her chihuahua started the odd behavior years ago, constantly hitting the underside of her arm with his paw. Originally dismissing the behavior until she spotted a small lump under her breast and started to suspect that the dog was trying to tell her something. After a year of intense treatments, now cancer-free, says the dog no longer does it anymore. No need. But now she's got like a sort of how-to guide in case it happens again. Like, might be time to go back to the doctor. Crazy. Well, we know about horses, right, in the field and storms
there's all
and
sorts of
all that.
animals that can sense things. I would never have put those two things together after that length of time. If it was a new behavior, you might, but if it had been something you've been doing forever, you just wouldn't even think of that.
We'll get to our One Gotta Go Wednesday in just a few minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Just got a very nice message from Renee. Good morning, Brian. I was listening, heard you refer to yourself as a loser because you took a day for yourself. Please don't ever feel bad about that. I see you always working with rock stops, concerts, yada, yada, yada. You deserve a day to relax. Trust me, I take plenty of days to relax. More than my share. So I'm fine.
Right. You could have worked on the fire pit, but there was a threat of rain, and then it never developed. And then you're
and
like,
I kept saying that. I'm like, nah. And I wasn't really the rain. I was just sort of like, I used it as an excuse, but at the same time,
I hear you. I know. I get what you're saying.
So we'll see. Maybe today. All I know is I don't want to be working on the stupid thing in 96-degree heat like we were a week ago.
Again.
That was a bad idea. Very bad idea. Thank you, though, Renee. Appreciate it. And I never feel like a loser for taking my share of time off. Trust me. One Gotta Go Wednesday. Giving you 4 items to choose from. Got to get rid of one forever. We've done a lot of different ones in the past. Food related, movies, TV shows, music, things like that. This one is on your phone. Apps.
All right.
Apps, Gene. Apps. Social media to be precise.
Okay.
I think you'll have a pretty easy time with this one, much like I will, because I'm pretty sure I know which apps you use more often than others. So, One Gotta Go Wednesday, choosing between the 4 big ones. Social media apps. Number 1, Facebook.
I can tell you right now, it's going to be X if you're going to put that on the list.
Number 2, Twitter, which is what I assumed you were getting rid of.
Yeah.
Number 3, Snapchat. And number 4, Instagram, which is sort of Facebook.
Well, and my top list would include TikTok because I'm on it all the time.
Okay.
So
I didn't include that just because I didn't think it was in the top 4.
It's probably in the top 2, actually. That's what I spend the most time watching videos on and reels and stuff like that. So for sure. My husband is on X all the time, right? That's kind of his. I would say he's on that the most. That's the social media he consumes the most. And I don't know if it's, mostly a male platform. I know that, he can't generalize, but
is he on it for sports news or news in general?
News, some sports news, but news, I think. And
because it feels like that's how a lot of news gets released, right? Is people will tweet it out first because it's easier than writing an article and posting it to a website.
He has TikTok, but I think he only looks at videos either me or the girls show him. I don't think he ever independently goes on there. He has Snapchat, but the only thing he ever does is we have a
group,
a family thing where he'll send something to. So I think that would probably be the one he'd keep the most. It is definitely the one I use the least.
He would keep Twitter?
Yes.
And you would get rid of it?
I don't have any memories that show, it's not really, it doesn't give me much. I guess there's not much I'm looking for on there. So that would be easy for me. I would get rid of that. I have the login and I can get on there, but I very, very rarely do. Now, when you're looking at other content and you're, a lot of time it's Twitter shares that are in an article or a story, right? The video is from that and you can go and watch it there. But I very rarely scroll it as its own independent, format.
It's so much. I can't, I'd really love to get rid of all of it, honestly. It's sort of.
Did I hear MySpace might be making a comeback?
Yeah, we were talking about that last week. They already tried a comeback a few years ago.
I remember that.
They sort of were trying to brand themselves for bands who were on the rise, trying to turn themselves into a thing, because Facebook was the algorithms and the pay for play and all that other crap. And so MySpace was trying to be more appealing to bands and musicians and stuff like that. And I don't think it ever really took off. I think part of the problem with MySpace, too, is that a lot of people can't log into their old, unless you remember it, and a lot of us maybe have a different email address now.
How would you ever get through to
Right, and so we have years of photos and stuff that we uploaded to MySpace we'd love to get access to, but you can't if you don't remember your stuff.
Yeah, but so they're thinking about that, right? But because it won't have the same, it'll be a different media landscape. It wouldn't be the same kind of social network.
Supposedly. They're all the same. They're all stealing your data. They're putting you into boxes and finding ways to advertise to you. I personally would love to just get rid of all of them. I guess, obviously, I'm not getting rid of Facebook. It's kind of the only one I use. I do have an Instagram that I used for a while, and I was trying to do separate content.
Well, and they're both Meta products, so you can
I don't really care that much about it, but for me, it was I was posting pictures of my pets mostly on Instagram, and then I was doing my daily whatever on Facebook. So I wouldn't get rid of Facebook. or Instagram. Even though I don't.
Do you use?
No, I don't use anything.
I mean, like
I have a Twitter. I couldn't tell you the last time I tweeted. It would have been years ago.
And you don't Snapchat? Do you?
And
even
I don't
have that?
Snapchat. I've never had an account. I don't use it. So for me, I would get rid of all of them if I could. I would certainly keep Facebook. Out of the four of them, if I had to pick one that had to go on One Gotta Go Wednesday, I'd probably just get rid of Snapchat because I don't use it at all. I never have. Both Twitter and Instagram I have used in the past, but I no longer use them. It's so much. It's so much. I'm already on my phone enough. I already hate it. I already hate the daily, and then, okay. Do I get some enjoyment from watching a reel? Of course.
That's why, yes. That's
I love them.
Watching TikTok not because I hate it, right? There's things that I'm being
But
fed
am I also disgusted by a lot of things?
Sure.
All the time. And I'm constantly finding myself being angry about things, and then I have to be like, am I really angry about this, or is the video making me angry about this?
Yes. You have to do that. You can't be angry about stuff all the time. Otherwise,
but then they feed it to you, right? Because you're watching it, you're rage watching it, and you're like, God damn, I can't stand these people or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, I don't know. I would get rid of Snapchat mostly because I don't use it at all. I never have. But social media apps on One Gotta Go Wednesday. If you want to weigh in, you can go to rockmornings.com. Let us know what your answer is. Taking the big four, at least the four that I thought were the big four.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. Which one are you getting rid of? If you had to get rid of one forever, and you
mine
said
would be X,
yours
but
would be Twitter.
TikTok would be on. It would probably be number 1 or number 2 for sure. But maybe MySpace will be back. Maybe a relaunch, a revision.
That's how I met my wife.
I know.
It was on MySpace.
I know.
Yeah, again, she made a mention of it and said that she couldn't remember her login and stuff, and so it's frustrating because the profile's still there somewhere. But you can't get into it and find these pictures.
And wouldn't it be fun to go in and see all that stuff?
Oof, I don't know. Would it?
I don't know. Wouldn't?
Top 8 and all the crazy profiles people were making with the HTML code and stuff like that. One Gotta Go Wednesday. Again, rockmornings.com to converse with us and let us know which one you're getting rid of when it comes to social media pages. We'll get to sports after the Foo Fighters.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
High pop-up, third base side. Hamilton's got room and foul ground. And the Brewers take down the Pirates 4-2. 70 wins, the fastest in franchise history. And they even this series up a game apiece.
And after a couple of losses, the Brewers bounce back with a really good win right here. 4-2 against a very talented Pittsburgh Pirates team.
Brew Crew over the Pirates 4-2 last night. Third game of that 4-game series is tonight at 6:30. Brewers looking to win another one and maybe take the series with the fourth and final game tomorrow. Beginning with the 2026-2027 season.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
They're getting rid of the e-bug, which is one of the cool traditions that the NHL has. This is the emergency backup goalie. This is usually like a beer league dude. Maybe like a guy who drives the Zamboni for the team. We've seen this story in the past where if the starting goalie gets sick or injured and then the backup goalie is also sick or injured, then they got a guy. They pay him like $50 and they give him a free ticket to every home game, and he comes and sits there in the stands and watches the game, and if they need a guy to get into the crease and block a few shots, that's your duty. The e-bug is what they call him, the emergency backup goalie. Now, the emergency backup goalie is still going to exist, but he's going to be like a full-time employee for the team now, as opposed to just some rando dude who works for the arena.
At the venue? Yeah. For the arena.
I'm being a bit facetious here and a little bit I'm exaggerating a little bit, but there are cases where these guys are like dudes who played a little in college, right?
Or play on a beer league or something like that.
Right, and are now on like a beer league or just the local hockey legend kind of guy, right? The guy in town who everybody knows that plays hockey. There's been some very famous incidents where an e-bug has gotten into the game and done the duty. The most famous one was David Ayers, who was a Zamboni driver, 42 years old, suited up for the Hurricanes in 2020 when they were in Toronto, stopped A bunch of shots, 8 saves on 10 shots in about a half hour's worth of action. Got the Hurricanes a nice 6-3 win over the Toronto Maple Leafs back in 2020. Several other examples, but this is all coming to an end, unfortunately. E-Bug will be a full-time member of the team, serving the E-Bug capacity for both home and road games. The emergency backup goalie,
now part of the team officially,
has been a non-roster goaltender made available for emergency situations. Usually they're a local goalie with competitive playing experience, like a former college or junior level goaltender, but not currently under any contract with a pro team. The rules outlined in the NHL rulebook, section 5.3 says, quote, if both listed goalkeepers are incapacitated, that team shall be entitled to dress and play any goalkeeper who is eligible. Some rando dude from the... Is there anyone out there that'd like to stop a few shots? In the rare event that the E-Bug gets into the game, they sign a short-term amateur tryout agreement, an ATO, or a professional tryout, PTO, to become eligible to play in that specific game. Again, these are very rare. They don't happen a lot, but it's still kind of a bummer to see this going away. And now they're going to commit to a full-time employee of the team to be the E-Bug going forward. The Cleveland WNBA team has a name now. They announced it yesterday, the Sirens. Cleveland announcing that the name of the city's new WNBA team, the expansion team.
This is an expansion, okay? Of the
is going to be debuting in 2028. The Sirens are symbolic of Lake Erie's power and pull. Will be the WNBA's 16th team in their current model. Cleveland Sirens are sharp, unapologetic, fearless, and relentless, representative of this region, our Great Lake, and the future of our city in women's basketball. Kind of like a mermaid, right? The siren.
That's what I would, yes, that's how I would describe it.
Also, the new head coach of Boston College basketball is kind of a dick. Kind of a dick. This guy comes in with no head coaching experience whatsoever. The longtime men's basketball radio broadcasters were trying to get in touch with this guy, schedule interviews, talk to him, get to know him a little bit. These guys have been around for a lot longer than the coach has, obviously. And then all of a sudden he fires them.
Screw you! You're fired!
All I know is that I listen to Boston Sports Talk Radio, and this is a hot topic right now. The Boston College firing its longtime men's basketball radio broadcasters, telling both of them that the decision came directly from the new head coach, Luke Murray. Didn't want anyone in his program's orbit who had been associated with previous coaching staffs. These are just the broadcasters. These are the guys on the radio. They have nothing to do with your team.
Right. They're not in the locker room.
No.
They're not looking at reels. They're not talking about strategy. They're not working with players. They're
None of that. Kevin Collins and Josh Moorer had been calling Boston College basketball together for 9 years. Collins was in the booth for 13 seasons total across 3 head coaches and 5 ADs. And they both learned just days before August 1st that they weren't going to be retained, leaving them very little time to find another full season broadcasting job elsewhere this year. They apparently had tried for months to establish contact with the new coach.
Like, hey, we'd like to discuss things with you.
Want to have lunch, want to sit down, maybe schedule some interviews, see what you want to do on the radio going forward for the season. He apparently rebuffed them the whole entire time. They went through a bunch of different channels, and then this guy just all of a sudden swings the hammer and fires their asses.
Right, here's your papers. See ya.
Smell you. Smell you. Smell you later. Also, last but not least here, this is crazy. A blue and yellow parrot attacking a player and stopping a Brazilian match twice. A youth football soccer game in Brazil brought to a standstill after a parrot
attacking people
swooped onto the pitch and attacked a player.
E vai chegando. Mais de 1.500 aparelhos conectados com a gente. Rapaz, que é isso, rapaz? É o Marara?
Oh, Marara.
Que seria, hein? Jogador do Flamengo acabou.
Yeah, obviously you can't understand what that guy's saying there if you don't speak his language.
It says that parrot's attacking that guy?
Yeah, it took place during a Brazil Under-15 Cup fixture between Flamengo and Ceará on Saturday. 17 minutes into the first half, a defender was preparing to play a pass when the large parrot dived right towards him. Startled by the attack, the young player fell to the ground as the bird continued flying around. That thing eventually kept approaching other players. The referee stopped the game until it flew away.
It wasn't pecking them at peck.
No, it was just sort of swooping in, and that was only the beginning. However, because about a half hour later, the same bird returned and then landed right on the playing surface. Just sat his ass down on the pitch and said, "I'm not going anywhere." The interruption stopping the game again. Officials suspending the match while players and spectators watched. Said, quote, "He's a young head coach. The different story there. But they eventually shooed the bird away and were able to get him out of the arena there. But twice they had to stop this match because of this parrot that was
big bird
flying on the...
You know what's ironic? You come over here complaining, yet I have never once said a word about that obnoxious parrot of yours that's always squawking.
Parrot?
What parrot? Yay! Yay! Yay!
Yeah, that kind of parrot.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. There's a video of it, too, if you haven't seen it. This one guy.
I like that bird. That bird's a liar.
We'll get to some text messages here in a bit and a new scandal in the world of sports. New scandal. Have you heard about it?
Mm-mm.
All right,
I don't think so.
I'll tell you about it next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
So I'm putting on a couple pounds. No big deal. Typical guy stuff. But I've learned some milestones in putting on a few pounds, Little moments where you go, hey, that was new. It used to be I would just put on my underwear, and that was it. But then you put on a few pounds, you put on your underwear, you bend over to put on your socks, and your waistband flips down. And you stand back up, and it flaps back into place with an awkward little snap. Whoa, that hurt and felt nice. Then you put on a few more pounds, you bend over, your waistband flips down, and when you stand back up, it doesn't flap back into place. You're trying to help it. Come on, snap back into position. You're trying to find the muscles below the abdomen that can push up underwear flaps. That's a hard muscle to find with your brain. I tried to find it, I accidentally wiggled my ears. It's time to move up in an underwear size when you take them off. And across your waist, people can read Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Brian Reagan talking about underwear on National Underwear Day. It's also National Couscous Day. A delightful side dish.
Yeah, fluffy little.
Do you like
green.
regular couscous or do you like Israeli couscous, which is more like a pasta?
I'll take any. I'll eat them all.
Also, National Oyster Day. How did your oysters go?
I didn't oyster. I don't oyster. My husband had them frequently.
You didn't even try one, huh? While you were in Boston?
That's not true. I had a appetizer plate that had one, but it was cooked. I don't do raw. Okay. He does the whole on the ice with the horseradish and the vinegar and all that. Ugh.
National Underwear Day.
You, of all people, should know I would never in my life wear black silk underwear.
National Couscous Day, also National Oyster Day. Speaking of underwear.
Yes.
Remember during the Olympics when the ski jumpers were doing some stuff? So originally, the ski jumpers, from what we had heard, they were adding stitches to their suits, right? They were augmenting their suits so they could get more lift and travel further while they were ski jumping. And then the Olympic Committee, the IOC, and the people who govern the ski jumping competitions, they got wise to this several years ago. So they started inspecting and making sure that the suits that these guys were putting on were up to snuff, right? They were to regulation, to code. They weren't going to be able to mess around with these things.
Then they started doing stuff with their physical anatomy, didn't they?
So then the guys,
physical anatomy,
the men especially found out that if they had a bigger wiener,
more torque,
they could get a longer jump. Somehow, look, I don't know how all this physics and numbers and all that stuff, Roman numerals and hieroglyphics, as Brian Reagan said. But anyways, allegedly, some of these ski jumpers were injecting hyaluronic oil into their penises so that it would increase the size and give them more girth and more ability to jump further in these ski jump competitions without augmenting the suit. Catching more air, right? It's like a rudder in the wind. It's steering you left, steering you right, taking you further than ever before. So we've seen this before, right? Where athletes, especially premium, top tier, best in the world athletes.
Where things matter like by that much.
Milliseconds.
So, swimmers.
Yes. Shaving all the body,
yes,
all this.
Yeah,
all the,
where that fraction of a time difference can make a difference.
Right. Where milliseconds make all the difference, where tiny bits and pieces can make.
Anything into my advantage.
Yeah, well, apparently the same thing is happening at the Tour de France for women. Have you heard about this?
No, is this okay? So I understand.
So the Tour de France just happened for the men, and now they're doing the women's version of this thing. And apparently the women, in order to get some sort of advantage, are stuffing their bras.
Weight 105? Yeah, in your bra.
There's an all-female race going on right now called the Tour de France Femme. And it's rocked with a new scandal, a performance-enhancing controversy. The women aren't being accused of juicing like Lance Armstrong.
No, it's bra maxing.
They're being accused of stuffing their bras. A larger bust, which, let's be honest, not a lot of these premium athletes have. They're wearing these very tight Lycra tops, the spandex.
Yes, very.
They're accused of putting stuff in their bra to give them a more aerodynamic advantage. The rumors started circulating. Some of them are utilizing extra padding for that very purpose.
Uh-huh.
There are rules against clothing modifications, but according to some reports, it's barely being enforced. Because let's be honest, do you want to be the guy or the girl who's going up there and go, let's see them melons? No. I mean, you can't be doing that, right?
Those real or...
Yesterday, officials promised to do closer inspections to make sure the ladies aren't misrepresenting their bosoms.
Mm-hmm.
The Tour de France Femme started on Saturday, runs till next Sunday. But apparently this is the new thing.
They think it's a thing, bra maxing?
Is that what they're calling it, bra maxing?
I don't know, but we're maxing everything, aren't we? We're looks maxing and bra maxing. And
we're bra maxing
so
now.
So it's airflow over your, is that what it is?
What about the old cone boobs that like the women in the 50s used to have? The cone, remember the cone bras? Uh-huh. Would that help?
With that,
where they were like triangles?
I don't know if you could ride and then, I mean, that
well, they're very pointy.
Very super pointy. So they think that that's what's going on? That's what they think?
Apparently.
Okay. All right.
Have you ever noticed while you're riding your bike that you go a little bit faster when you got those things strapped down? Or
no. I think to myself, man, this seat is uncomfortable.
Yeah. The newest scandal in the world of sports is women stuffing their bras at the Tour de France. What do you put in there? It's got to be like
I'm sure it's sports bras with just layers,
like a gel thing,
like that, maybe.
Because doesn't the weight make a difference too? Like if you're weighted down,
that's what I would think. So it's got to be light, but
tissues?
Make it aerodynamic. I'm sure it's more. It's some sort of padded insert or something. But
that is the most confusing thing in the world. I was
a gain of seconds.
I was a young man, and I found one, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. It was a young.
You were young. She was young. You were age appropriate.
We were 12, 13, somewhere in that vicinity, and fumbling around, and all of a sudden, what the hell is this?
Extra
never
stuff.
saw her again. She never called me again. Very embarrassed. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I didn't even know it was a thing. I was like, what? Yeah.
Bra maxing.
Bra maxing is a thing. Text about our One Gotta Go Wednesday. And today's options are social media platforms, the most popular ones that you might have on your phone or on your computer. We went with Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram. One got to go Wednesday. You got to get rid of one forever. Jean said she would probably get rid of Twitter.
I didn't even need you to finish the list because
You don't use it.
I don't use it. I have it. I don't really use it. Like I said, my husband, that's probably his favorite, but not for me so much. I have TikTok on there at number 2 probably.
I would get rid of Snapchat. I've never used it. I don't. I never have. So, and I barely use. To be honest, at this point, I never use Twitter or Instagram either. I have a Twitter account and an Instagram account, but I never log into them. I don't even know what my passwords are. But I do have Facebook, and that's the one I use because I'm old. I'm a boomer. We got a text from Bobby. Bobby said, good morning, Brian and Gene. Happy Wednesday. This is Bobby. I don't have Twitter or TikTok, so that was easy for me. You didn't choose one, though, but thank you. Bobby. I appreciate that.
Doesn't have either of those, so they can both go.
Ray
Who cares about that? Doesn't
Ray
care.
texting in saying that's easy. All of the above. Ray would get rid of all of them. That's not what the game is, but thank you, Ray.
Thanks, Ray. Ray don't got time for that.
One got to go Wednesday. You're picking one to get rid of forever. Patrick says, good morning, Patrick. Here, I'm with Gene. I've never used Twitter, so that would have to go. Have a great day. Thanks, Patrick.
I've used it. It's just not something I do. I check in very super rarely, so it wouldn't matter.
Also got a text from Rug. He said, I've left Facebook and Instagram. Still Snap. Too much stupid stuff at work to pass along.
Thanks for all the texts this morning.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one day, like a couple of weeks ago, I actually ended up logging into my Instagram account somehow. I don't remember what the deal was, but
they're both.
And I had about a bazillion messages that I had. I was like, when do you give up? Like, when do people realize I'm not even on? Like, I'm never responding to these messages, and people are
Do you
still
get
sending
notifications?
No, I don't. I get zero notifications on my phone. I don't want to know anything.
Because I get those, and then it's easy to be like, oh, yeah, I'll check that later.
Got a text from my guy, Jim, who said they can all go, made the world worse. It's a tough decision, right? Because I would love to not be on social media and have more time to be in the real world. But at the same time, I have family and friends and loved ones who don't live around here that I don't get to see on a regular basis. So that aspect of it, seeing the pictures and their lives sort of happening, being a somewhat participant, that helps.
It's all how you manage it for yourself. Yeah. That's what matters.
Matt also said all of them. You can delete all four mentioned social medias and the world would be a better place. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find us online at rockmornings.com if you'd like to weigh in on our One Gotta Go Wednesday social media apps. Which one are you getting rid of forever? Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, or Instagram?
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Got a message on Facebook from Nikki. I would get rid of Twitter. It's full of bots and toxic people. I'd keep Facebook because, like Brian, I keep in touch with a lot of family and friends that live everywhere. Yeah.
Thanks for weighing in.
I also, I'm
it's based on what you use, right? Like I said, it's.
I'm also getting. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with my Facebook page because I have a profile and I've reached the maximum amount of friends that you can have, 5,000. And so I have all these people trying to add me as a friend, but they can't.
Right.
Because you can only max out at 5,000. So now I have to switch to like a professional page or something like that. And I don't know if I want to do that or if I care or if I just want to tell people like, hey, you can't be my friend on here.
Well, you don't use, for instance, you don't use Snapchat at all because that's not how any of your people communicate. So
I'm sure some of my friends do, but I don't. Right. For me, it's like I'm fine with Facebook. It's an arm's length thing for me, right? It keeps everything in one bucket. I've got emails and Facebook messages and like texts, and that's enough. And if I tried to do more, it would just drive me nuts.
So you get rid of whatever is something you're probably not utilizing the most, which is how you come up with your answers.
One got to go Wednesday.
Or all got to go if that's your case.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that. County fairs, state fairs happening all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the Midwest representing in that Yelp review of the foods that you can find.
I think we had the top four out of the top five.
Top three out of the top five.
Iowa and Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Minnesota came in at number 1, Wisconsin at number 2, and then Iowa at number 3 before I think the New York State Fair came in.
Texas, maybe.
But that was Yelp reviews of fair food that you can find at state fairs throughout the area. This is some of the more weird and interesting traditions you'll find at county fairs.
Okay.
Or state fairs. These are the things that...
So it's not the livestock or the carnival rides or maybe the exhibits.
I think we all expect to go to a county fair and have food, drinks, entertainment, rides, some sort of animal thing.
See animals.
Some sort of animal thing going on.
Yes. And they usually have...
vendors. There's some sort of vendors going on. Maybe a raffle happening. Maybe some giveaways.
Exhibits. They usually have a lot of things that have to do with the dairy industry or, or quilting and those kind of things.
No, these are some of the more unique things that occur, right? These are the fun for the whole family, right?
Okay.
Outhouse races.
Like tractor pulls?
Outhouse races at places like the Iowa State Fair, contestants speeding along inside of tiny bathrooms that have been placed on wheels. So they take a porta potty body, and then they stick it on a go-kart, and then they drive it around a track.
It's kind of crazy for somebody to come and steal a porta potty. The wife caught it on the camera, and a guy in a Kubota with forks on the front of it just come and picked it up one afternoon, and about 5 o'clock, they didn't have a porta potty, so they couldn't get it an inspection without the porta potty, so they just come and nabbed this one.
Couldn't have it, so they had to take this one.
Yeah, outhouse races, one of the more unique. And these are not just at the Iowa State Fair. These are at several county fairs throughout the country, but they obviously are fun, and usually there's a cash prize or maybe something along those lines. Have you heard of a banana derby?
No.
The Kentucky Derby, certainly more prestigious, but it's not as fun and as exciting as the banana derby. The event replaces all the horses with dogs, and then the human jockeys are replaced with monkeys. Monkeys riding dogs, banana derbies.
I've seen that, but I didn't know it had a name.
Usually occurring at the Georgia State Fair, along with some others across the country.
I did not know that.
The monkey and the banana, right? So the monkey rides the dog, and it's fun for everybody.
Pig races, I've seen those. Hog races.
Or like capturing the greased pig, right? You grease them up and you throw them in a pen. How about Pet Rock Olympics? Have you ever heard of Pet Rock Olympics?
What do the rocks do?
At the Colorado State Fair, they have Pet Rock Olympics. Only 2 categories, best dressed and farthest distance roller. So you take a rock, you decorate it, and if yours is the prettiest and best dressed, you win an award, a ribbon.
It's not.
And then you got to have one that rolls, and whoever rolls theirs the furthest is the winner. But yeah, Pet Rock Olympics at the Colorado State Fair. This one is, I got to be honest, I'd like to go to a state fair or a county fair and watch this. This is a good idea. This is a good one. Rotten Sneaker Contest.
Ugh.
At some state fairs, competitors try to win for having the nastiest shoe. They participate in these rotten sneaker contests, which are apparently sponsored by odor eaters.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
Stinky
Shoes are judged on an overall condition and smell, so it not only has to smell bad, but it's got to look pretty funky as well. The winner gets to move on to the National Rotten Sneaker Contest in New York. It's a real thing.
Ugh.
Have you ever heard of this?
Bad shoes.
The national champ, by the way, gets a $2,500 cash prize. Participants have to be between the ages of 5 and 15. So if you have a hockey player,
a young athlete with disgusting shoes, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
They're in bad
I don't know if you can use their
shape.
skates. I don't know if you can, any of their gear, but hockey gear has a certain smell that's unforgettable. Rotten sneaker contest, Gene. That's a thing. We've seen these because they're very, very Midwest. Butter sculpting.
Oh, yeah.
Especially cows. Usually the cows producing the milk that creates the butter, but sometimes the butter is used to create the cows. Certain state fairs host yearly competitions.
Definitely.
Who can sculpt the best butter cow.
Hey, y'all, I'm Paula Dean. Butter, but take a butter,
Take it.
butter. Y'all!
Iowa State Fair, on their website, the first butter cow was made for the 1911 State Fair. Usually the same sculptor, perfecting their craft for years before they move on to other dairy art. In 2006, Sarah Pratt became just the 5th person to sculpt Iowa's main butter cow. Each cow weighs about 600 pounds. The amount of butter that she uses or they use could cover 19,200 slices of bread.
I think I've seen like the state of Wisconsin carved out of butter before for the state
cool.
fair. Yeah.
These ones are great. We've heard of these before. These are interesting and weird traditions at state and county fairs that we love to see.
Some of them are just fun. Some of them are competitions.
Husband and mom calling contest.
Calling.
Bob, hurry up! I
Mom.
don't want to be late. Bob, hurry! Daryl!
Roy? Can you hear me? You get yourself in here right now. You know you're going to be late again, and you know that I want to get there on time. Roy.
Getting a bunch of wives up there to hoot and holler at their husband, the husband calling competition, and then, of course, there's the mom.
Mom! 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 Mommy! 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 Mama! 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 Ma! 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 Mom! 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 Mommy! Mommy! Mama! Mama!
What?
Mama!
What?
Hi.
Well, you've seen the ones where they're doing other calls, too, like pigs and animals and stuff like that. But this is husband and
one woman at the
calling.
Illinois State Fair won the calling contest by performing an original song about why her husband should come home. One kid at one of these mom calling contests threatened to take away his parents' Oprah viewing privileges if mom didn't come a-running. But some of the more weird and interesting traditions that you'll see at county fairs. Another one is grocery bagging competitions. Have you seen these?
No, but that sounds
You might
awesome.
shine.
I could shine at that.
This is at the Iowa State Fair, the annual bagging competition. Local grocery store employees tend to participate because they've got some skill and some experience.
They're doing every day.
The person who finishes first wins the title. To make things fair, baggers are given identical tables filled with the same 40 items. Best times are usually under 1 minute. Can you put 40 items in bags under 1 minute?
I don't know.
The winner, by the way, then attends the national competition in Vegas where there's a $10,000 prize.
Had some professional bagging skills. And this isn't even, we're not even talking about like the hot wings eating or the pie eating competitions or any of those yet.
Interesting and weird state fair competition.
August 6th, so tomorrow starts the Wisconsin State Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Runs through the 16th. One of the things that you'd like to see if you go, Brian, is look for the Canine Sports Arena.
Ooh.
Located just south of the Swine Bar. Four-legged friends doing those dock dives, where they, do the as far out as they can go over the water, the dock dives, and also a tunnel challenge at the Wisconsin State Fair. So look for that, the Canine Sports Arena next to the Swine Barn.
We'll get to bad news, happy music in just a couple of minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Can I have everyone's attention?
There's news.
After 40 years, they still can't find Jimmy Hoffa.
That's what I'm talking about. There's good news.
My family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans.
And then there's bad news.
I have some bad news.
All the crazy shit happening all over the world, including Florida.
Florida man bites dog to establish dominance.
All right, y'all ready?
Every weekday morning at about 8:35, Brian and Gene hook your ass up. It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Happy, happy, happy.
Brought to you by Gall Toyota.
Here we go.
Speaking of hashtag Florida, we're going to get started there. A 28-year-old woman was pulled over in Florida. How many fake IDs did she have in her car?
She had 17 fake IDs in her car.
Not a bad guess.
Not one, not two, not three.
Not one, not two, not three. She had 12 of them, Gene.
Are you the registered owner of the car?
No, this is a car rental. I didn't even rent it. My boyfriend rented it.
Hey, where's your license out of?
New York.
New York. What's your name?
Brianna. I live in New York. I'm here in Florida, literally just visiting friends and stuff right now. I'm at an airport.
Okay, so you don't have a New York ID at all. Your story's not making a lot of sense to me, right? You live in New York, but you don't have any ID in New York.
I've never had a driver's license or anything.
Do you have anything with your name on it in this car?
All these are fake.
What name is that? Let's put your hands on it.
28-year-old woman pulled over in Florida, confused the officer when she tried to explain she didn't have her ID, never had an ID, was from New York, but wasn't actually born there. Said her name was Brianna Valenzuela. Not much of that was true. Her real name, Bryce Swanson.
Do you have anything with an ID with your name on it?
She's Canadian, by the way. She's from Canada. She had 12 driver's licenses in the car, all of them.
None of them with her name on it?
Featuring her picture with different names and different dates of birth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, she had 12, Gene.
Anything with your name on it.
She was also in the country illegally after she overstayed her visa. Unclear if she had any other criminal plans with the IDs, but it's safe to say that most people with
carrying
12
around a bunch
fake
of
IDs would probably have
are doing something nefarious.
some sort of criminal nefarious plan. She was charged with fraudulent use of personal information, driving without a license, and providing a false name.
You know, I faked it.
What?
Yeah.
You faked it. Why would you do that?
Well, you know, if it's enough already, and I just want to get some sleep.
Also, by the way, she's being held without bond at the Orient Road Jail due to an ICE hold. So she might get her ass deported as well because she overstayed her visa.
Do you have anything at all with your real name on it? No, I don't.
12 fake IDs. Not one, not two, not three, but 12 of them. 12 of them, Gene. 12. 12.
That's a lot. And nothing with the correct, not one name, not one birth date, not one city.
Staying in the state of Florida, there's a restaurant down there called the Class Soiree Steakhouse.
Okay.
Sounds highfalutin.
Kind of.
And they are apparently offering nude dining on the first Monday of every month.
They disrobed pretty much here. Please allow people to express themselves at our place.
It's more so of a gathering to get to know people, new people in the city and the lifestyle.
What are you talking about? Like, I got to go up to the salad bar and get me some more romaine with my clothes off? Is that what you're saying?
Now, the restaurant isn't open to the public at this time. This is a special event that you pay for and you go. It's
and the
part
windows are closed and the drapes are shut.
all that
and
stuff, right? There's
you're
privacy, but it's for people who are in that lifestyle,
I
right?
drip the soup on my thigh.
It does seem like you're opening yourself up to a lot more lawsuits with hot food and exposed skin.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Yeah, he was at the Class Soiree Steakhouse in Florida, offering nude dining on the
Cutting his
first
way
Monday.
through that sirloin.
Look, man. Look, as a guy who worked in restaurants for a long time, Mondays can be kind of dead, right? A lot of restaurants don't even open on Mondays.
A little slower.
Right? So what are you going to do? You got to beef it up. You got to try to see what you can do. Got to throw the pickles on the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
And this is what's sticking.
Oh, my God. My lobster bisque
You're not
is
gonna,
all over my breasts.
You're not going to accidentally walk into this thing. They sell tickets specifically for the nude dining experience. And by the way, we need equality in this country. I'm sick and tired of men having to pay more than women for crap like this.
What do you
this
mean?
is ridiculous.
So you
people.
Does it come with your food?
You people,
hey,
your
wait,
ilk,
does it
your ilk.
include your
no,
dinner?
you shush your mouth and let me finish.
It does, doesn't it?
No. Here's the problem, right? You people want all this equality. You want to vote. You want to do all the same things. You want to get paid as much as we do. And yet here we are paying $250 for men and $150 for women. This is ridiculous.
Yes.
Why do women get in for cheaper? I want to pay $150. Equality. We want equality, Gene.
Is there a couple rate?
There is a $300. Well, apparently you can go single, right? So you're just some single dude walking around with your wiener exposed?
Eating dinner, sitting at a table?
It seems like in a small, intimate place, by the way. There's only 20 to 30 seats. It's very dim in there. It's not like you're going to be in there gawking, but you got to assume people are going to be fully engorged when they're eating and aroused. The staff, by the way, remains fully clothed. They're respectful.
Weird.
And you can't see anything from outside the restaurant. The chef.
It's lifestyles. Everybody can do what they want, right? But weird.
Well, for people like us who don't eat naked, I don't even eat naked at home. I put on, if I'm naked and I want to have something to eat, I put on some pants. It's like, this is weird. I'm not going to eat something while I'm nude. The owner and chef said he came up with the concept as a way to attract new business and to generate some buzz. He says when you come in, you do feel more comfortable.
Do you know how much mental energy I expend just trying to picture women naked?
But the thing you don't realize is that there's good naked and bad naked. Naked hair brushing, good. Naked crouching, bad.
Bad. I would think cutting through a steak is bad.
Where does naked eating rank on that?
Yeah, so they get appetizers, they get some hors d'oeuvres, they get a surf and turf dinner and a champagne toast, all in their birthday suit.
Again, if you're not very busy on a Monday, you're a restaurant and you're just trying to keep the doors open and the lights on, and there's a bunch of people living this lifestyle and they can't
eat a steak stark naked in a restaurant? Have at it.
Why wouldn't you, Gene?
Do you get your own seat cushion?
Do they put down plastic like grandma's couches? I don't want to eat naked. Nothing about that sounds good. Nothing about it.
But do you?
Moving from Florida to Taiwan.
More naked?
Oh, not naked, but frisky. So,
what do you mean by frisky? What do you mean?
Exactly what you think.
What do you mean by frisky?
Well, look, a lot of stores that you go into will have the bedroom set up so you can kind of visualize what all these things will look like in your house.
They're doing it on the mini bed?
The end cap, if you will.
Yeah, the little
with the
mini,
little tiny bed that's only 2 feet long.
The little mini bed.
And it's got 8 billion pillows on it.
Yeah.
And the special duvet and all that crap and the lamp and the carpet and the headboard. A couple in Taiwan were getting frisky in an IKEA showroom last month. Witnesses say they looked lost in the moment. There is video and pictures, by the way, so there's no alleged.
They were very frisky and lost in the moment on the little mini bed.
A couple of shoppers apparently got real horned up at the IKEA. Maybe all the... Is it Dutch, right? They're Dutch? Isn't IKEA Dutch?
Swedish,
maybe
pancakes,
the Swedish language.
Whatever the meatballs.
Maybe all the umlauts over the letters is what got them all hot and bothered. They were caught sharing an intimate moment on the showroom bed at an IKEA in Taiwan. The couple turned the furniture showroom into their own private love nest. Filmed getting steamy on the display mattress. The pair, both dressed in black, apparently wanted to test out the buoyancy of the mattress, ignoring other shoppers as they explored each other's bodies with their hands. There was a lot of hand stuff going on, Gene. The woman's low-cut top, along with her exposed waist, left very little to the imagination.
I feel like you're reading me a romance novel.
You could see clearly where this guy's...
page 8.
You could clearly see where this guy's hands were going.
And then, with her deep-cut shirt and short skirt, she leaned over and clicked off the light.
One mother sharing the clip on social media said her child spotted the pair and ran over to her to tell her it looked disgusting. One person said, "Go home, get in the car, or rent a room." Yeah, there's some pictures and videos of these two getting it on. They didn't fully disrobe or have any insertion, but there was some hand stuff going on. Over the clothes hand stuff. Maybe under the clothes hand stuff. No?
Yeah. What are we doing here?
Yeah, you know. Maybe he took the pill.
Romance.
And it hit him like an hour later. He didn't know when it was going to happen. And they happened to be in the IKEA, and he's like, I got to go now. Got to go when the pills work. Right? Right?
Sounds like they were trying to go viral for something.
I don't know. They look pretty interested in themselves. Do you know who Gary Plaché is?
No. Do I?
Yeah, this is the dad, 84, killed the guy that raped his daughter, right?
Yes.
On camera,
yes.
Right? On the payphone, the whole thing, right?
Yes. Now I do.
So, yeah, we have another incident of that. Not sure if you've heard about this guy. But a father in Ohio apparently posed as his 11-year-old daughter on TikTok in order to lure her alleged rapist to his house so he could shoot this guy. Ohio dad pretending to be his 11-year-old daughter on TikTok so he could lure her alleged rapist to his home, where he then shot the man twice. Diego Montoya Gonzalez was shot by the father, a man named Malik Chandler, back in July after the 11-year-old's mother discovered a video on the phone of the daughter that showed this man sexually assaulting the girl at their home in Ohio.
So he had been hooking up with the 11-year-old.
Diego, by the way, is 20. The daughter is 11. And there's video on this daughter's phone of her and this 20-year-old man having some sort of sexual encounter at their home. The next day, Chandler, the father of the daughter, pretended to be his daughter on TikTok to get this guy to go back to the home, where he then shot him twice. He told investigators he intended to just beat this guy up, hold him there, and call the cops. But he thought he saw the alleged guy reach for a gun in his pocket, so then he picked up his own gun off the counter and opened fire. Blah, 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 blah. Pew, pew, pew. When cops got there, they found Montoya Gonzalez, the alleged rapist, sitting in a chair with 2 gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital. Chandler, the father, was charged with felony assault, and his bond was set at $100,000. Montoya Gonzalez the alleged rapist, was indicted by a grand jury last week on 5 counts of pandering sexually oriented material, 2 counts of rape, and 1 count of obstruction of official business.
The guy that was with the 11-year-old.
Yes, the 20-year-old. Prosecutors allege they found several videos on his phone showing the sexual abuse of children, including 1 clip of an infant or toddler.
Oh my.
So this guy that shot him and tried to kill him was doing the Lord's work and now is facing charges when he should be let out of jail and given some sort of key to the city. This girl's parents, by the way, in the courtroom as this guy was getting arraigned, the judge set a $20,000 recognizance bond and a $50,000 cash bond. If this guy's released from jail, he's ordered to have no contact with the victim or her family, who are also banned from using, and he's also banned from using the internet for any purposes outside of work.
Sure.
Well, yeah. You can't let this sicko out. How about that?
No.
Crazy. So the guy who shot the alleged rapist, who they have video of, not only doing it to this girl,
they know about the stuff that they didn't know about before, right?
Was arrested and charged with felony assault, and his bond was at $100,000. But the alleged rapist, who also allegedly sexually assaulted a baby, a toddler, gets a $20,000 recognizance bond and a $50,000 cash bond. Should have finished the job.
Well, they found out about all the other things because of it.
Took the matter into his own hands. Gary Plowshay Day. Got a text from Doc. Said, because people would rather look at Gene naked than your fat ass.
Is this the restaurants? Are we having dinner? Is that what's going on? Are we going to the steakhouse for some surf and turf?
Doc, I'd be very concerned if that was, if you said that.
Oh, the pricing. That's why. The pricing.
Well, yeah, it's more for men because they don't want creepo men coming there, which is exactly what they're going to get now.
Well, unless they're doing the couples thing. They did have a couples price. Because
yeah, but they're also charging men $200. So I could pay $250 and go in there and just...
and have a steak.
Steak. Yeah, I like steak. No.
Well, you're only there.
I'd like some taters with my steak. Boobies. No, you can't have that. It should be couples only. Right? And they've got to do some sort of vetting, right? You have to like ask them, are you pineapple down? You're like, what are you doing here? You can't just have some creepo coming in.
I
like,
doubt that's happening. There's only
I have
20
$250 for the steak.
But I have to be naked too. I mean, they have to be naked too.
Can you sit me next to a naked woman? I'm in the lifestyle. Hi. You can't do that.
Couples, though. Honey, you want to go out?
Oh. Yeah,
add a little spice
with my clothes
to
on.
our life.
Look, if you want to do food stuff, do it at home where it's easily clean up. Easy clean up.
Go to the restaurant.
Oh.
Then they're waiting on you.
And these people are looking at you while you're... Mm-hmm. What if you fart and you
more
make
champagne, sir?
I think I'm good. With the naked dining. I'm certainly not paying $250 to go and eat a steak.
Naked,
just so I can have the right to eat it naked. I'll just do it at home if I want. Thanks, Doc, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Good to hear from you. rockmornings.com for all our contact info.